Hi, Eric. Hi, Cassandra. Mark Oberg here. This is the response for your email, which I thank you for sending me. I really appreciate it. For your Sterling Breeze Unit 1505. I'm sorry you had it on the market and didn't get a sale or an offer on it. I would like to try to change that for you. Here in your email, you state, if we put the unit in your hands, we are interested in selling it, not listing it. I'm going to take that as you're not looking for me to tell you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Luckily, I do both. I tell people what they want to hear and what they need to hear simultaneously so that they can make a decision. And I do that using market data. But believe me, I am going to tell you what you need to hear. So just stick with me for a second, okay? So, right now in Sterling Breeze, there are 4 units on the active market. Okay, I'm going to zoom this in for you. There are 1 bedrooms. There's more than 4. There's like 7 for sale, but only the ones that are competing with us are applicable. So there are 303 units, 105 unit. All the square footage is the same. All the layout is the same. They are inverse of one another. I'm sure you are aware of that. The price ranges for the active listings are for $439 and $499. The days on market for these active listings are 264, 138, 513, and 189, giving us an average of 276. All right. 1 unit recently went pending and closed. As a matter of fact, it closed December the 2nd, which is just 2 days ago, and it sold for $405,500. That unit initially came on the market approximately 6 months ago, competing with all of the other 1 bedrooms at that time at a list price of $460,000. All of them seem to be in that price range, above or below it. They had to drop their list price down below the 2 at $439, down to $430. As soon as they did, they finally got the showing they needed and they got the offer. And they ended up closing at $405,500. That $405,500 now sets the value bar for a 1-bedroom condo in Sterling Breeze with an asterisk. What's the asterisk? Well, if a unit is completely blown out with updates and upgrades, it should bear more money. It should be able to sell for around that $430 mark. Should. But is the investment worth it? Probably not. Not in this market. Let me talk about the general market right now. Perfect storm happened in 2024 affecting the market. First and foremost, inflation. Inflation is out of control. When you go to the grocery store and a gallon of milk costs you $6, that's nuts. So inflation is out of control. Interest rates are out of control. Even though they were on a march downward until we reached November 5th, after November 5th, they went right back up. And for most people, it's at 7%. For a condo buyer, it is about 8.5% to 9%. That's if you have great credit and 20% or more down. That's a diminished pool of buyers right there, right? Additionally, condo earnings are down. So gross rental income, because of inflation, is down. That also keeps buyers away. Then you've got low consumer confidence in all the other sectors. Now, there is a good bit of news regarding the market. Let's start off with what's happening in restaurant and retail. Those sectors are reporting increased revenue right now. So they're reporting that when people are going to the grocery store, they're no longer sticking to the bare necessities with very few luxury items when purchasing groceries. What are luxury items? Steak, shrimp, salmon, the luxury items. Most people were sticking with beef, chicken, pork. Now you're starting, ground beef and lower cuts of steaks. Now you're starting to see a little bit of positive movement, and this is easily researchable. You can go on your favorite internet search engine and find out these facts. Additionally, department stores such as Walmart, Target, Best Buy, those kind of stores, Kohl's retail. They're also starting to report increased revenue because after November the 5th, there was a little bit of momentum building in regards of positivity towards the market and the future of the market. If that trend continues, then it will trickle up to housing eventually. It takes a little bit of time, but it will happen. So I thoroughly believe that in 2025, maybe at the end of quarter one, maybe at the end of quarter two, or beginning of quarter two, we're going to start seeing some positive movement in the real estate market, with buyers getting off the fence and finally putting their money down and purchasing luxury items such as a condo. Even though, more than likely, the gross rental income earnings are not going to return to 2021 and 2022 levels because of what happened with COVID. So let me get back to, I'm starting to bounce around a little bit, and I'll come back to COVID because I need to talk about that. So right now, you have buyers telling us through their silence of these being on days of market for so long that they are not interested in a Sterling Breeze 1-bedroom unit at $439. So you're going to want to be under that, and you're going to have a goal of somewhere around that to earn. More than likely, it could be a little bit under, it could be a little bit over. So how to get to that price? How to get to there? Well, those particular folks had to put it at $430 to get the offer to get it at $405 negotiated out. That is going to set the bar for your highest, where you should list it in this current market, $430. If you want to get aggressive, like it looks like you might want to, $410. $410 puts us real close to that $405.5. Savvy buyers are going to say, hey, the last one sold for $405. These people are at $410. The rest are right around $440. Let's go take a look at this one. These people want to do a deal. That's the mentality behind that. Now, prices remain in declination at the current time. I'm going to show you. So my little matrix here, and this is how I keep track of the market in Sterling Breeze, is I parse all the data and record quarter to quarter. So quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four, color coded. You can see here in 2021. So let's first of all go back to 2020. So 2020, COVID hits us in January, lockdowns. By April, the governor of Florida had it. He had heard from the Florida Surgeon General and many doctors in Florida and decided, hey, something's weird. I'm not closing Florida down anymore. May 1st, 2020, Florida's open for business. And did they come? Holy smokes, did they come? They came from everywhere around the world to Florida. And short-term vacation rental owners and even long-term owners reported record earnings in 2021, in 2020, 2021, and it's in 2022. But it was on a bell curve, with the peak being 2021. And then it started to slow grind down in 2022 till we got to about quarter three, quarter four. And then not only did real estate start to change a lot at the end of 2022, so did rentals. And that's because cruise lines started to open back up. Disney started taking away their restrictions in California and around the world. More vacation places started to open up. It wasn't just Florida open for business in the United States. So we can see a big giant value jump here. So all these 05 units in 2021 had a price range from $297 to $393 for the same unit. That unit sold twice in the same year. They bought it quarter one for $297. They changed out the appliances, changed out flooring, fresh paint job, new furniture, and they ended up getting $393 for it in quarter four. That's impressive alone. But hey, let's go to 2022, because now the word is out and investors want in. They want in Florida. They know that Florida is going to be open for business no matter what. It's like Waffle House during a hurricane or a tornado. They're open. So, 2022. Well, not as many 05 units sold, but look at these price values. The lowest price was $445. The highest was $480. And I guarantee you these units weren't blowing it out with the best of the best appliances and the best of the best furniture. Ended up with an average sales price of $463, $333 in 2022. That is hyperinflation. That is low inventory, and everybody wants a piece. So units were selling for far more than they would even appraise for. We were doing special special comments in contracts saying, hey, the buyer will pay in cash over what the appraisal value is. That's how big the demand was in 2022. Now, it started to die down in Q3 of that year, and then rolling into 2023, you can see a stark difference in sales. So 2021, 2022, 2023. 2023, inflation really started to kick in. Interest rates started to going up, and we were really low on consumer confidence, and the world was pretty much unstable. Where it was stable in 2018, 19, and 2020, the gates of chaos opened up the next few years. So here in 2023, no 05 units sold, but one 03 unit sold for $435. As you know, it's the inverse. Now, here's the odd thing. There has always been a dichotomy between values for 03 units and 05 units. The 05 units have always carried a little bit higher value than the 03 units, and they're practically the same. The difference being views by just a tad. You can see a little bit further east down the beach in an 05 unit than you can in an 03. Additionally, the elevator, it runs through the 02 stack. Honestly, I don't know if that has any real bearing, but the interesting fact is, nonetheless, 05 units typically carry a higher value than 03, which leads us back into here. 405, 500 is what the goal to be the earning closing of value, list price or purchase price, not list price, purchase price be, but always trying to get a little bit more. But in reality, with a declining market currently, even though I do see light at the end of the tunnel in regards to the economy, here probably Q2 of 2025. Right now, somebody's going to expect to pay around 405, 410 for your unit. So now that I've got that historically out of the way, I recorded your unit for you since you hadn't been in it for a year. And I've got some recommendations for you to prep it for the market. Your unit, being a vacation rental unit, is in average condition. Do not take that derogatorily. Average condition means it's good to go. It's ready. Somebody could purchase it, keep it as is, and have it on the rental market immediately without making any changes. However, if for resale purposes, we're going to want to make a little bit of change, and it's all maintenance type thing. Painting. The main color on the walls, there are some scuffs, scrapes. Those need to be patch painted only if the color can almost perfectly match. We don't want the patch paint looking darker or lighter. It needs to be uniformed. So even if you have the paint on hand, more than likely its age will not allow it to patch perfectly or match perfectly. So a skilled painter is going to have to alter the paint color that you currently may have on hand, or go to a paint store and try to match it up with the current hue of the color on the wall so that any kind of patch painting matches perfectly. Same thing with the trim. There are areas of the trim that need some attention, and I'll be going over those as well. But here on the screen, if you want to mute me and repeat this a little bit and watch this video, you can try to catch up with how your unit looks in December of 2024, a year after you saw it last. You can see marked there on the wall. I'm highlighting that. The ceiling. The ceiling, you can definitely see where patch painting was done. It sticks out like a sore thumb. I'm going to recommend the entire ceiling be painted. The reason why is because it's so hard to match. White is so hard to match. So that's the biggest expense that I'm recommending. Everything else is kind of patch painting. You can see it here in the bathroom as well, where the patch painting was done. It sticks out like a sore thumb. And again, the trim and the main color, You can get away if color matches can be done properly, and it's easier with colors, and for some reason glosses. It's easier for glosses, semi-glosses. So painting, that's all I'm recommending right now. Furniture needs to be cleaned. As a matter of fact, after the painting is done, if you decide to do that, a deep clean will go a long way. And I recommend a third party to deep clean it, not Vacasa. Nothing against Vacasa. Getting a good glimpse of your appliances there too. You can pause the video. I wanted to show you this too. So when you hire a painter and they do the ceiling, so you got spots here from people cooking. But this needs to be recocked so that it looks like it's attached, and it needs to be done on the peninsula as well. Looking the same. That door needs to be repainted. Whoever painted the door didn't prep the door properly before they painted it. So the layer of grime and grease that was on that door kind of created a protective shield. So the new paint is literally just peeling off. That is a high-end, tight-looking utility room. One of the cleanest I've seen on Sterling Breeze. Again, you can see it there on your dining hutch. How a cleaning would go a long way. Those are splotches from stuff splattering on it. Just cleaning the furniture, wiping it down. Again, a third-party deep clean will be much more effective than Vacasa, simply because the Vacasa deep cleans, those cleaners still have to keep with their regular cleaning schedule, and they have a finite amount of time that they can spend in each unit. I'm the one that opened the grill there, but I want to show you these lines here. I believe the HOA is supposed to take care of that for you. You would have to put a ticket in, and they probably would charge you a service charge. I definitely recommend that being touched up. I opened the grill. That's the cleanest grill I've seen on a Sterling Breeze unit where the owner did not occupy the unit and maintain the grill themselves. So nothing there on the grill. Again, now you can start to see a little bit here on the ceiling, starting to stick out some spots. Around that grate up there too needs to be touched up. The HVAC vent that I'm highlighting the areas on the ceiling. So in all honesty, the whole ceiling needs to be painted. And it did work out for some 07 clients that I had. I recommended it. They had it on the market like you did. Nothing happened. I went in, made some recommendations. They did those recommendations. And in short order, we had them under contract. Now, I can't guarantee you that that's going to happen. The market right now, we're not vacation mode, we're in holiday mode for the greater majority of Americans. So historically, it's going to be slow anyways, real estate wise. It's a good time to put on the market right now to prepare for the next year's market and be up and running in the new year. But I really wouldn't expect even a showing if I had it on the market today. I wouldn't expect a showing at all for the rest of the year. I would love one, but I wouldn't expect one. So, to sum this all up, if you want to get aggressive, $410,000 list price. Highest list price I would recommend is $430,000, where the last one went under contract at. But in reality, most buyers are going to expect you to sell your condo for right around that $405,000. That might come up a little bit. $407,000, $407,500. But won't know until we start negotiating contracts. I'd love the opportunity to work for you. I do specialize in Sterling Breeze. I was the on-site agent there for nearly 3 years. I love that building. I love a lot of the people in it. I love the owners of many of the units. Still keep in touch with many of them. Some of them are still clients, even outside of Sterling Breeze. Other investment opportunities. If you ever have any questions or want to talk to me about certain subjects, please contact me. You want to talk to me by email, text message, phone call? I always love to hear from my clients. That's going to wrap this up. Bye now.